Yo, how are we doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good.
Um,
We haven't
I
spoken
am
for a
sick.
couple of weeks, and it's you've had a birthday in between.
I have. I'm a year older.
Congratulations.
Um,
Welcome to the 46 Club.
yeah, I'm a year older, and I genuinely think I'm a year wiser.
Excellent. That's good. That's good.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go with that.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Tremendous.
I'm sick to death of the weather.
Oh,
For two
yes.
reasons. One, because it's just constantly raining and it's shit.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, it's probably raining because of global warming. And we've got global warming because people keep fucking killing animals and eating them.
Yeah.
It annoys me.
Yes. Good shout. Good shout. Now, to cheer you up, do you want to come on a trip with me?
What a trip down. Yeah, go on then.
We're going to go on a trip. We're going to go on a trip to Cholesterol Corner.
Okay.
Do you remember a few episodes ago I mentioned that I had high cholesterol, and
Oh yes.
that has let loose a tsunami is probably too big of a word. A ripple of feedback from people who have listened to the episode and provided some tips. So,
Brilliant.
uh, first one is from Stuart, who
Hi
uh,
Stuart.
yes, hi Stuart. Listen to our episode with Bruce, the vegan biker. Stuart said,
Yes.
"Hello, as an ancient vegan and fellow UK vegan biker, I saw this advertised and thought I'd give your pod a listen. I'll listen to more now I know about them." Thank you very much, Stuart.
Hey, good man.
Just a couple of things I'd like to chip in on. And he mentions vitamin D and not only to beware of Vimto, but also breakfast cereal can sometimes have animal derived
Okay.
vitamin D in it, which is
Yes.
handy.
Yeah.
And Stuart also says there is an excellent chap called Michael Greger who incidentally will be speaking at Vegan Camp Out this year. And on his Facebook page are various tips to better health through a God, I can't talk through a whole food plant-based diet. To lower
Yes.
cholesterol, it is recommended to eat 4 Brazil nuts in one go once a month. It's called 4 on the 4th. I've been doing it for years, and so far, so good.
Wow.
So on the 4th of March, I had 4 Brazil nuts,
Putting you up.
which my wife thought was hilarious. Um, but yeah, I've done it. So I'm going to do that for a bit, and then
6 months or
I'll
so.
do it for
See how that
six
goes.
months, 12 months, and then do another blood test and see how we go.
Yeah.
So thanks for that, Stuart. That's really helpful. I'm going to give another shout out to just going to give a shout out to Mrs. Munsey, who says, I've just found your podcast, first episode in. Oh my gosh, you will be accompanying me on my runs. Thank you.
Bless her heart.
Yeah. It's either Mrs. Munsey or Mr. S. Munsey, but it's no punctuation in between, so it's one or the other.
Okay.
But anyway,
Bless their
thanks.
heart. And
Bless
thanks for
their.
listening.
Yeah. And also,
I've started running. I've started running, and I won't be listening to podcasts while I'm running, particularly our one.
I was going to ask you about this because there's a big announcement to be made, listener,
Ooh.
a very big announcement to be made. Because after 2 years of me mentioning it every single episode, finally,
More
somehow,
than that, more than that, more than
seeped,
that. I
seeped into
haven't
Wes's
ran.
consciousness.
I haven't ran for 7 years.
Wow.
It's
Yes, you
not that
had a
you've been
really bad back
banging off.
before you went vegan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we moved up to sunny Costa del Manchester, and my back went.
Manchester.
And
No.
yeah, I'd been as you know this. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
doing
yeah.
Tough Mudders.
Yeah.
I'd say probably the fittest I'd ever been in my entire life. And then my back went for the final time. It had gone at least twice a year, every year since I was 18. And
Oh, I didn't know
touch
that.
wood, yeah, touch wood, it has tried, but I have found out ways of managing it.
Brilliant.
So one of them ways was not running. So I didn't run. now I've started running again, and I'm finding it quite hard because I'm A, unfit, and B, I'm still struggling with links within my back, particularly my ankles and calves.
Right.
But
And what's the
I'm getting
reason
there.
for you running?
Because I'm 46 and I'm fat.
Yes, but
So
aren't you? You've signed up for an event, is what I'm getting at.
yeah, so I'm signed up for the Manchester 10K, which I am running for Home Start. There's a load of us at work that are doing it, and I thought, you know what? I need to get back into this. I need a reason to do it. So I have put my name forward, and I started the couch to 5K. I'm on week 3, but it was 4 weeks ago because I was a bit poorly last week.
Fantastic.
I say poorly. I had a light cold, but I thought I'm not going to try breathing while
No,
I'm running while I've got a cold.
no, that is
But yeah,
a
I'm
challenge.
on week 3. I'm on week 3, and I'm
And you've
just cracking
signed
on.
and you've joined Vegan Runners.
Um, that will be happening. I know I messaged you about it.
Yeah.
I will do it. I will do it. Because like I said to you in the message, I want to do it if only so I can get. Because I think we're wearing Home Start tops, so couldn't put a vest over it. But I'm hoping to get like a, a cap or
A buff would be really good.
something, a muff.
Buff, not a muff.
Yes, get a buff.
Yeah.
So that I can wear that while I'm running.
Yes.
But if I am going to wear vegan runners, I need to be fit before I go.
Why?
Because I don't I don't want to. Hang on, what's the thing?
Do you want to let the side down?
I don't want to let the side down yet.
No,
I
it's
don't want
not
to
that
be
running club.
stuck at the back and everyone's going, "Look at you." That's because you've got no protein, mate.
No, it's not that sort of
No, it's
running
just that
club.
I'm unfit and old. So yeah,
Yes. Oh, awesome. That's fantastic news. Fantastic. You doing it raising money, or are you just doing it
um,
for love?
we've got to raise. I think we've got to raise 100 quid each.
Okay. Well,
So I'll put that out there at some point.
send me the link, and I'll put it on our link tree, and
Ooh,
people can, if they so wish, they can jump on
if
to
they so
sponsor you.
wish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
why
about
not?
that? Why not?
Go on then.
It's not a
I'll figure
vegan.
out how to do that. That sounds like technical and that.
Nah,
So
that's
who
easy.
knows?
It's not a vegan organization, but we had your boss Sarah on, didn't we?
We did.
Back in
We did.
September. And she is vegan. So there we go. Anyway,
Yeah, 100%.
awesome. That's good news. Well, let's get on to our guest who likes swimming in the sea,
Let's
which
do
is
that.
something I've only done, I think, abroad. I'm not sure if I've ever done it in the UK because it's always been too cold.
Yeah, same here.
I'm very delicate.
Yeah.
So if you want to get in touch, come and find us on Instagram or drop us an email.
If you do want to drop us an email, you want to ask us. So if you want to come on or tell us how great we are, then email howiveganpodcast@gmail.com.
Our guest in this episode joins us from the People's Republic of Cornwall. She can often be found dodging turds while swimming in the sea, taking a dip in her cold tub, or giving tips on reducing plastic use on her Instagram profile. Our guest today is Sarah. Welcome.
Hey, Sarah.
Hello. How's it going?
Good, thank you. Have you been for a
Like,
sea dip today?
I have. I was solo swimming today, so
Oh.
I did a little post on sea safety because I've swam all week with people and I don't tend to solo swim very often now because of blue tits and everything. So I still swim on my own. I don't wait around for other people. If other people can't make it, I think, well, I still want my swim. But I just did a little post on sort of, you wear bright colours, you tell people where you're going, just
Yes.
tips on.
Oh, a
I'd
bit
like
like
to
if you're
think
going hiking by yourself or something like that.
Yeah,
That sort of thing.
yeah, like keep, your warm layers, have a hot drink and
Yeah.
stuff, and don't go out of your depth, and don't stay too long in case you get cold shock and you're by yourself or anything.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
That
I
makes
like
sense.
to think I know what I'm doing after 3-4 years of being in the
Oh.
sea.
Okay. So how did you get into that, first of all?
I've always been water baby, I think, like
Okay.
just ever since and then it just, I think like COVID, it really kicked off because it was that one thing that, you know, you could do outside and it was
Oh, of
free and you
course.
didn't have to come into contact with anybody. Like you could drive to a place to exercise, couldn't you? That was the rule, which
Yes.
seems really insane now, doesn't it? Like you could drive for a walk. So yeah, I just used to drive to the beach, swim and come back. And then when you could start sort of meeting up with people again, I was like, oh, actually, I quite like just being outside
Yeah.
and just,
Yeah.
yeah,
So have you always been
definitely.
in the Cornwall area? Has that always been is it swimming in the sea
Yeah,
just been a natural thing for you?
yeah, it's just a big thing down here. Like just water, we go in it.
Yeah.
Like I've had friends visit Cornwall on holiday and they're like, so there's water and people they just go in, it's a thing. I'm like, yeah, like they didn't get it.
Yeah. But for those of us from
Yeah.
the centre of the country in Northamptonshire, it is such an unusual thing to just
Yeah.
swim in. Like I'd never consider swimming in a lake
No.
or a river
No.
around here. Definitely not. But the sea,
No.
yeah, we used to go on holiday and swim in the sea, but that was like once a year for maybe a week. That was it.
Oh, couldn't do that. I'd go
But yeah.
mad.
And for me, a drive to the sea would take about 3 hours each way.
Oh no.
So
I couldn't be that
that's-
far away. That would just make me so sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a long way to go for a swim.
I think the nearest sea to you is Hunstanton, which
Yeah.
isn't the nicest of
No.
beaches. No disrespect to anybody in Hunstanton, but yeah, it's not pleasant.
It's not a pretty one.
I did some cold dipping last year in some of the lakes up here,
Yes.
but some of them are quite murky, and I like to see the bottom. I don't like not knowing what's happening beneath my waist.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true. So I mentioned dodging turds, Sarah. Is that something that you've had to contend with, the sort of sewage outflows and generally murky, like
Yeah.
it says, murky sea?
Every swim, pretty much, I have to check my Surface Against Sewage app, which is really annoying. Like pretty much every time I swim, I have to look at where's free today, where's clean today, and
Oh dear.
it's frustrating when you've only got a certain amount of time before work and you think it's more convenient to go to a local one, and then the only clean one is half an hour away, and I think, well, I can't do it in time. I can't get back, so that's a bit annoying. But a few of the local ones have come up again as clean, so you just have to make the most of it when when you're near. But it's just something that always has to be monitored. But it seems to be a very common thing in Cornwall, just constantly dumping
dumping dumps
on the beaches, yeah, or just like run off from farms, and
I saw a post. I think it was after that Joe Lycett versus sewage program. I don't know if you saw that on Channel 4, but he made a big thing of it being, sewage pollution. But actually, the vast majority is from animal agriculture.
Yep.
But that's an inconvenient truth, because why would they want to stop that? We'll just deal with the floating turds instead.
Oh yeah. So I was just saying, some people have just sort of gone, oh well, this is the only time I've got or beach I can get to, and they sort of go, oh well, I won't put my head under. I'll keep my mouth closed. And I think, that's like you still have other ways in which it could get into your system, and it isn't just a case of you'll have a DMV bug.
Still on you.
Your skin absorbs it, and it's not just. No, you wouldn't just have a sickness bug for 48 hours and then be fine. Like I know people that have got 20% reduced lung capacity because of sewage water, or they've got kidney issues, and you can be really poorly.
Wow.
People just don't think about it.
No.
It's nasty.
Yeah, that's grim.
And allowed to happen, which is, what blows my mind.
Yeah. It's happening. We know it's happening, and nothing's being done about it. It's almost like, just part of life. What? Very bizarre situation.
Yeah, shouldn't just have to deal with it, should you?
No. Not when you want to do it for exercise, like you say. You want to get your exercise and be healthy. They tell us to exercise regularly. You shouldn't have to watch out for a load of shit in the water.
No.
Very poor.
I know one of our blue tits met with our local council and said, surely if it's happening that much, is it not classed as an environmental health issue? And they said, horribly enough, it's only environmental issue in tourist season. So the rest of us that live here pay our
Oh,
freaking council tax. It's not. It doesn't matter. We don't matter. It's
you're
only
not
the holiday
important
makers
enough.
that boost.
Oh,
Nope.
Oh my word.
wow, that is
Absolutely
terrible.
Oh, it makes me so mad.
Good grief.
No, the little folk that live in Cornwall, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't matter.
Jeez. So I mentioned as well, you like taking a dip in a cold tub, because you did some videos on that, didn't you, as well?
My pod.
In your
Yeah.
pod in your back garden. Yeah.
My pod is upside down in the shed at the moment,
Okay.
drying out
Right.
because I wasn't using it as much. But that needs to be changed sort of every couple of days, fortnight. So if you're not, if you're only using it once or twice and then having to empty, I was thinking of the water consumption.
Oh yeah, that's a
So-
lot, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And like most days I am able to get in the sea. It's just the odd day or two a week, like with work, where I maybe don't get it in. But yeah, a few months' time, I think I'll get the pod out again. I was just having a little bit of a break from it, but it's always there,
Yeah.
which is nice. It's a backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That would be nice in the summer, wouldn't it? When it's really hot.
It's like a
Or is
little
it too?
little paddling pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's nice.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So your Instagram name is Cornish Vegan Sarah. So
Yes.
we've established that you're Cornish. Tell us about the vegan bit.
The vegan bit. So I've been vegan for 5 years, but I've been dairy intolerant for 10 years.
Oh,
So
only
that
10 years.
was dairy intolerant for 10
Oh.
years, but vegan for 5.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, the dairy free was just since having my son eczema flare up, and it just never went away.
Oh,
So
wow.
sort of halfway there with eating lots of vegan options.
Mm.
And then just was out shopping in like one of our local towns one day, and there was sort of like a protest happening, and everybody I was with does that usual, oh God, go on, walk away, because they're like coming up to people handing things out. And it was like, no. And I got cornered by this one lady, and she was doing the whole meat is murder and all the rest of it. And I sort of went, oh, okay. And I was like, I'll be nice. Like, I'm not going to tell you to go away. Like, and I was like, well, I am dairy free. And then she went, oh, but there's more to it than that. And I didn't want to like stand there and have it all thrown at me. So I just politely took these like little leaflets. I was like, I'll just listen and go, oh yeah, thanks. And like take them home, and then just have no intention of looking at them. Just sort of be polite and walk away. Yeah. And then I think there was just one morning I was sat here like a little bit bored, and they were still on the side, and I was like, oh yeah, they got a few links on there. I'm gonna look. Once you do that, it's just boom. It was proper
down the rabbit hole.
It was how it affects the environment, how animals are treated, and just thought process from other people. And I think once you see that and know that, you can't unknow that.
No.
So then it was literally, I was just looking at everything in my fridge like, oh my God, like what am I going to do with that now? I was like, I can't eat that now.
Yeah.
So then it was just a gradual, start giving things up, because, just to know that stuff and then to continue is just, some people do, some people know it and they continue, but just, you can't unsee some stuff.
No.
We continue to see it. We continue to watch it and just torture ourselves, don't we?
Oh no.
Yeah, that's true. So was that like Peter or someone like that?
I have no idea. I don't know if it was just like a local group of people. They looked very gothic-y and angry, so that's why people were just a bit like, walk away. Like they had these massive like signs, and I just carried on walking, and this lady started walking towards me, and I was like, it's too late now. Like I've made eye contact.
Yeah,
like,
that's
no.
it. It's like when you get the charity people in the street, isn't it? Just don't make eye contact, and then you're fine. But okay, so that's
everyone
interesting.
I was with carried on walking, just left me on.
Just
my
left
own.
you, and now look.
I know.
It's interesting because we've had Carry On and a couple of other people who do like street activism, and we had Marlon on recently as well. And you get that side of it where, you know, they talk to people and you kind of hope that you sort of plant that seed and they take it and do exactly like you did, and you're like living proof that street activism can work.
It does work.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, like you think out of that whole day, if everybody said, "Oh, you know, go on, go away, I'm not listening to you," or took the links and chucked them away, like if they got through to me, like did they get through to anybody else? And if they didn't, and it was just me, then like, you know, it does work.
Yeah, it's still a win, isn't it? Still a win.
Exactly.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Tremendous. Okay. Now, I think you mentioned to me, you sent a message to us before, didn't you, about saying that your son is vegan as well?
Yes.
I think. Yes.
Yeah. He's 12.
Ah, awesome.
How's he finding that?
So he's smashing it. He's been vegan for 2 years now, and he was like me, like couldn't have dairy. I'm not sure if it's like a hereditary thing, but he just gets awful upset stomach and sort of like headaches and everything. So he was dairy free for a few years, and then yeah, it was funny. Like he came to Tesco's with me, and we was just picking out different things, and he went, "Oh, Mum, you've picked up real sausages there," and I went, "No, I haven't." And he went, "No, they said," and I said, "You read it," and he went, "Well, they look." He said they look real. And then he was like, well, hang on, we're in the meat aisle. And I was in like the little vegan bit at the end. And I said, no. I said, you look at all of this. I said, that's vegan bacon, vegan chicken, vegan meat. And he was looking at it all and he was like, well, why isn't everybody eating this? And I was like, yeah, you're
Great
10.
question.
And you've just
Great
asked me,
question.
like, well, why isn't everybody eating this? Yes, thank you. No, I think he looked at my shopping and what I was eating over time, and he was like, "Oh, that's completely vegan. That's not meat, and I can eat that. And like, that's not got cheese in it." I said no. And he was just trying bits here and there, and then he was just sat here one day eating his breakfast, and he went, "Mum, don't think I want to eat animals anymore." And I thought, you said animals. You didn't say meat. You said animals.
Fantastic.
And I was like, "Oh," and
There we go.
he's not slipped. He's just
That's
ever
incredible.
since he got really sad the other week when he ate sweets by accident and they had gelatine in them. I said,
Yeah.
don't worry. I said, we've all done it.
Yes,
And
definitely.
yeah, and like he's not 100% vegan. The only thing he will eat is eggs, but not actual eggs to look at, because I think it's a texture thing. He doesn't like them. But if something was to contain egg, because you don't see
okay.
it,
Yeah.
like, so like I've got nieces that are dairy free, so like at their birthday party they always say, oh look, we've got dairy free cake, and I don't eat it because it's got the egg in it, but he'll eat it because it's cake.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
that's like the only thing that but yeah,
wow.
he eats all sorts. Like he is really good.
That's good. That's really good. So
Yeah.
does he go to school? Is he homeschooled? What's the
Yeah, no, he's secondary school. Yeah.
how does he get on at school?
So he has packed lunches that we make.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, he just has things like vegan ham sandwiches or vegan sausage rolls, like cereal bars, fruit, crisps. Like we all know there it's out there, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
the snacks, we know.
Oh yeah.
And we have a completely vegan like biscuit barrel thing in our house. So we don't have separate biscuits that are non-vegan or like, you know, it is just everything's and everybody eats it because a biscuit is a biscuit, whether you're vegan or not.
Yeah.
It's still yummy. So
Yeah.
we just all the biscuits are vegan and everybody eats them. So
Excellent. Okay. And he doesn't get any sort of no one picks on him for being vegan or anything like that. Has he got any other vegan friends of his age?
not
That's quite a key thing.
he
isn't it?
doesn't. No, he seems to be the only one. Yeah.
Wow, the only vegan in the village.
He is, bless him. I don't know if he's the only vegan in the whole school. I don't know. There might be veggies, but
Yeah.
I think, yeah, being a 12-year-old vegan's not like a common thing.
That's incredible though.
His friends are all lovely, like near
Okay.
birthdays and stuff. Like, you know, they buy him like Candy Kittens or like Free From Chocolate. Like they're really good.
Oh.
Like the parents are really like, you have to get, and like we've had like party food here, and we've had like vegan pizza, vegan chicken nuggets. I don't tend to cook. I might cook one thing of like sausage rolls, normal ones, and think no, but they all eat. They all eat, and they go, "Oh, these are actually vegan chicken." And I think, yes, like it's newsflash, it's not going to kill you. It doesn't taste horrible.
As he said, why isn't everyone
Yeah.
eating this?
And I know.
Yeah.
No, people are pleasantly surprised. Like I've just had my birthday, and the Blue Tits went all out and made like vegan birthday cake, vegan food, and it was just an entire vegan spread on the table.
Aw.
Nothing was non-vegan, and I think, well, I'm the only one with preferences, so like they didn't have to go to all that effort for me. But
Yeah.
one of them said she just could not get how much food there was there. She said like the choice, like she said, I'm pleasantly surprised, and everyone said like how nice the cake was. So it's opening people's eyes, I think.
Yeah, that's
definitely.
it. Just
and almost like we're making a difference.
We are.
that's it.
Slowly but surely.
Well, if someone's issue
Yeah.
is, oh yeah, but what do you eat? We've all been asked that question. What do you eat? What do you eat? And if they can see that
Mm,
you can still celebrate a birthday with a decent sized picnic, then maybe that's a barrier that's to
exactly.
somebody who's always thought, I could never go vegan.
Yeah, I think I've been asked before, like, oh, what's the one thing you really miss being vegan?
Oh, God, I'm
And
sick
I
of
think,
that
well,
question.
give me an example, because I can't think of anything. Like if they think of something that's like really dairy or really meaty, like I'm telling you, there's an alternative out there.
Yeah.
Like I think my one thing a while ago was, I thought, I haven't had a decent like cream tea, and then I found like a local donkey sanctuary. The cafe was fully vegan, and they did cream teas, and it was
No.
proper jam and cream going. And oh my god, I bit into it and I could have cried. It was just the nice. It's like, oh my god, you've done it! Like the cream. I was just like, this is so nice.
Wow.
So it's there.
Oh,
It's out there
fantastic.
to be
So
found.
you're in Cornwall. Is that jam and then cream, or cream and then jam?
Jam and cream.
Jam first. So scone,
Yes.
butter, jam, cream.
Butter? Oh no.
Not butter. I would have butter. No?
Scone, jam, cream. Maybe
Oh,
butter.
okay.
Oh
I
god.
definitely have butter.
The butter's in it, not on it.
Okay.
No.
Point taken. No, I would always have jam and then cream. Yeah. Wes, over to you for our northern correspondent.
Yeah,
Oh.
You don't have cream
I
up
still
north, do you?
I still call it a bread roll and get my head bitten off. I
Excellent.
I can't even remember what I do. I think I go cream first, to be honest. I think I might go cream first.
Weird.
Yeah,
Weird.
yeah, but it's each to their own.
Yeah, true.
It all tastes good.
It all goes down the same hole
And then ends up in the sea.
and ends up in the sea.
And Sarah swims in it.
So Sarah, so after you'd gone vegan, then what was like the biggest struggle that you found over those 5 years?
It's finding things you like, because not everything tastes. I think you want it to taste exactly like what it is, and like things like sometimes it's not, and it's like it tastes like vegan bacon. I like it. It tastes nice, but it doesn't taste like real bacon.
Nope.
But you just sort of learn to. I think you just learn to adapt. You have different taste buds, and you think you just start trying different things, don't you?
Yeah.
And I think the struggle when I was like just dairy free was that vegan cheese 10 years ago was horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, so because I still ate meat at the time, I just ate more meat to compensate for not. So like I couldn't have a cheese sandwich. I would just have a ham sandwich. And then when I cut back on that, I was like, well, now what am I going to have? Like, I'm really restricting myself now. And then I thought, you're just going to have to give vegan cheese another try. And then I think that 5 years later, it made a huge difference. Like different brands were coming out.
Yes.
And like, they'd just perfected things a bit better. There was different flavor cheeses out there. They didn't all quite taste so funny. And
definitely
Yeah.
more easily available as well. You can
Yeah.
get it in any supermarket, can't you? It's there's
Yeah,
always
like
there's
before
always
you
at
might have
least
to
one
go
option.
to before you might have had to go to like special shops or like the health food shops years ago. Like just
Mm.
soy milk now, like you think that's really cheap, but years ago you'd have to go to a special shop for that.
Yeah.
That must well, I'm
Yeah.
making an assumption, but that must have been hard for you in Cornwall or somewhere that's not as as developed as Northampton. That sounds ridiculous
We
because
are.
Northampton's a hole, but
We're behind the times in Cornwall, definitely. But yeah, like yeah, I just remember like certain supermarkets having they'd be like, oh yeah, like there is vegan cheese, and it's like it's one type, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. And when I first became intolerant to dairy, and they say, look, you can have like soy alternatives, soy yogurt, soy, like, because I then went everything soy, my body had this thing a few weeks later where I was ill again, and I had to go back and have like intolerance testing. And she went, oh, you're now intolerant to soy.
No.
And she said it's
I'm
where
off it.
she said it's where your body never needed soy before because you never thought to
Yeah.
have it. Then all of a sudden it's having it all. It was like, whoa, what's going on?
Oh,
So she said
Yeah.
you probably will tone down a little bit. And like now I can eat it and it's fine. But trying to find dairy free and soy free a while ago was really difficult
Yeah.
because everything like vegan cheese like had an
Yeah.
element of soy in it.
even
Yeah.
tofu and well, obviously tofu because that's just soy in it, but
Yeah.
all of that stuff. Yeah. Jeez.
But like yogurts, butter, yeah.
Yeah.
And like even some bread has got soy in it because they were
Yeah.
saying the way flour is milled now, it loses a lot of its nutritional value. So they add soy
What?
to flour to make it more nutritional. So
I didn't know that.
even certain bread has got soy in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I only know that because I'm only nodding because I've seen it on the label.
Yeah.
I've seen it on the thing on the back.
Well, that's funny.
Luckily,
So all the
that's not an
people who
issue
say
now.
no, sorry, go on.
No, just saying. Luckily, it's not an issue now. Like I can eat soy and it's fine. I think my body. I never had any reason to eat soy when I could have dairy. Like, or I probably had little amounts where it's contained in things, but not
Yeah.
like your full diet. So
No.
then, yeah, body
Yeah,
just
that's-
freaked out a little bit.
That's a big change, isn't it? All of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to say, all the
No.
people who say, oh, yeah, if you're vegan, you must be eating soy, which gives you, well, for me, anyways, gives you man boobs and all that sort of thing. And yet they're eating it
Yeah.
anyway because it's in their bread.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
proves what nonsense it is. Anyway, so when you went vegan then, what did your friends and family think about it?
So, like, my mum and my nieces, they're all dairy intolerant. So I think it was sort of, yeah, I don't know, we just got a really strange family where none of us can eat it.
That's
I don't know
mad.
whether it's hereditary, but I think a lot of the population
What about
can't
2/3 of
have
the
any-
world's population is intolerant to
Because-
dairy, isn't it?
because
something
you
like that.
shouldn't be eating it. That's
Yeah.
basically why, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
we shouldn't be eating it. But no, like like I think every Christmas, birthday, there's always been like a free from option
Oh, wow.
because they've, so like my mum's always made like a trifle and she's tried to do it free from, and there's always been options. And like friends, like, well, I say like the blue tits, like they're just amazing. Like they just, yeah, like cater to you. And like every time there's a birthday, they're always like, oh, are you going? Because we'll make sure the cake's vegan. Or there was
Brilliant.
one day where they didn't think I was coming. I came at short notice and she was like, oh, I'm really sorry. She went, the cake's not vegan. I said, but it's not even my cake. It's somebody else. And she said, but we want to feel, and she went, I quickly made some flapjacks for you. So I was like, well, you didn't
What?
even,
Oh,
like,
wow.
they're so awesome. They're just cute.
That's
I love
lovely.
them.
Oh,
And like family have been a bit like hit and miss sometimes. Like at Christmas time, like my dad still tried to give me like a tin of Quality Street before. I'm like, can't eat it, remember? And he's like, oh, okay. And then the next year it was like, he might have got something else. And I was like, oh, you get in there. And like,
yeah.
now he's got it. Like he gets the right chocolates and the right. So it took a while. And like things like the in-laws, like in the summer, like we've had barbecues and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, did you bring your own stuff down?" And I go, "Yeah, like I've brought my own." And then they're like, "Oh, you would just put it on that side."
Oh,
And I'm like,
no,
Oh,
no, 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 no.
because your stuff spits on my stuff.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then,
And using
or I
the
say, like,
same,
can you cook mine?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
using the
And I'm
same
like,
implements.
no,
Oh, no. Ugh.
no. Or like, I'll say, can I cook mine first?
Yes.
And then it's done. Then and it's like, yeah, they're sort of like, they're already cooking stuff. And they're like, oh, I'll just put yours next to it. And I'm like, oh, no,
No,
I don't want
thanks.
to, no.
No.
So sometimes I take down like my own little disposable barbecue, or we're down there having a barbecue, but my stuff's been cooked in the oven inside, and then I bring it back out.
At least you know it's cooked properly as well then.
Yeah. And like I've had friends going, oh, well, we was going to have a barbecue, but we didn't know what to do. Like we didn't want to leave you out and like not invite you. And I was like, you can still invite me. Like I can bring my own stuff, my own barbecue, and
Yeah.
or I can just come down and not eat. But like they get a bit like, oh, well, we didn't know like what to do. But yeah, I think they know it's not just, you know, Sarah's not going through a random phase. This is life
It's not
now.
a
Like you
fad.
just
Yeah.
maybe they thought after a year or two they'd be like, oh, she's just
Yeah.
gonna no.
She'll have had
on a
enough
sick
by then.
diet. No, it's not.
Ah,
Yeah. It's like, no, this is my life. Like people, yeah, you just accept it now. It's a lifestyle, it's not a diet.
Yeah, that's it. That's funny.
I think that's the difference, isn't it? Like people say like plant-based or
Mm.
vegan. Like when people say that they want to eat more plant foods, they're doing it for health reasons, dietary.
Yeah.
Like if you're vegan, it's more environmental, animal. It's everything, isn't it? Down to
Yeah.
you know what your pillows are stuffed with, or
Mm.
what you wear
Oh,
on
yeah.
your feet, and yeah,
Yeah. All of that.
no, definitely.
So with you, obviously you got your lactose intolerance stuff as well. But did you notice any like physical or mental changes after you made the change?
Giving up dairy, obviously, like my eczema had completely gone away, so I was happier and a bit more like, you know, not so down about my appearance and stuff. But half a stone just vanished within a couple of
Wow.
weeks of not having dairy. And I think it's the fat content in chocolate and cheese. Like as soon as you're not having it, just fell off me. But I cannot get over how much energy I have all the time. Like it's just mad. Like I don't remember ever having this. I'm just literally beans. Like I'm just full of them all the time. Like I don't seem to sit still. I'm just a constant. I don't remember being, and like you'd think as you'd get older and have kids, you might have a bit more like less energy. I seem to have got to the point where I'm like the most active and healthiest I have ever been.
That's
like,
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing, yeah.
And like mentally, I think I'm just more opinionated. People maybe don't like me as well. I seem to speak my mind a bit more and be like, no, but that was going to happen.
I like that
Yeah.
though. That's
You just have different thoughts on things like as vegan then, don't you?
Yeah.
So I think you just seem a bit more
Yes.
argumentative.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done anything else where I've spent as much time looking into it or reading about it or anything like that. So then you feel like you're informed enough to be able to give an opinion, because before, certainly for me, it would be like, well, I don't think that's right, but I'm no expert, so I'm
Yeah.
just going to keep quiet.
I think like non-vegans, if they're to like ask a question, they expect you to not have a comeback with anything.
Yes.
We always do, because we know it. So we come back and go, well, no, actually, it's because of this. And then I've just had, oh God, you've always got an answer. And it's like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Like
You flip it around and we could ask them questions, but they wouldn't have an answer. They'd have some nonsense
But bacon, though.
thing that they're going to, but bacon. What about what if you're on a desert island?
Yeah.
Oh God, there's always that. Why are we always on a desert island?
Yeah. I was talking with.
Why are we always like deficient in something?
Yes. I was talking with my friend recently. He was telling me that he and his wife had been to a farm and spent some time giving Foster some lambs. And I was like, yeah. And then you'll be eating them at Easter as well, won't you? And he was like, no, don't say it like that. And I was like, what do you think they're breeding
what are you
lambs
doing
for
then?
It's just, yeah. What do you think
Yeah.
they're breeding lambs for? Can't come back with
I
that.
had a friend the other day saying that all of her family are veggie, but they're cattle farmers. And I was like,
What?
how does that work then? And she
Yeah.
went, and they feel so sad about it. I'm like,
Oh, do they?
well,
Why do they do
yeah,
it?
okay, they don't eat it, but they're still making money off that industry. So yeah, they don't feel right eating it, but they don't feel bad making their money from it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the hypocrisy right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is a key bingo question. So where do you get your protein and other nutrients?
Asda. I go to Asda and I buy it like everybody else. It just doesn't come from the same things. There's more food to life than animals. Like, it's in other things. People just need to read the packets on stuff. I take vitamins. I have like a daily vitamin, which has got everything in it. And then I have extra ones, one that helps like boost circulation, just for sort of getting out of the sea, getting cold because of my hands and feet. And then sea water, it wrecks your hair and your skin. So then I take like an extra vitamin for that. But Nooch, get my protein from Nooch if it's in that. But you get vitamins from that. Take protein
you
shakes.
get your B12 from Nooch, don't you?
Yeah. Good old Nooch.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it. Awesome. That's good.
Can't be 12 it.
Oh, very good. I didn't know seawater was bad for skin and hair. I mean, obviously hair is not really an issue for me always, but not good for your skin.
I think it's just the sea salt.
Salt dries out.
I think it's good for your
Okay.
Yeah, it was good for like my eczema a while back, but it's more just the constantly being cold, not the skin so much, but I think the hair, like it was just wrecking it. Like sea salt just dries it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just have a little beard net, and then I'll be all right.
Every now and then I have to wear my swimming cap, but I hate it because it's a yellow one, and I look like just a bold light bulb when I wear it, so I don't like it. I'm nice and visible in the sea, but it's just not pretty.
Important if you're going by yourself, especially, I would have thought as well.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
Although cold water is supposed to be good for your hair, isn't it, as well? Just cold water on its own is supposed to be really good for your skin and your hair.
Yeah.
Not that I noticed that when I was doing cold water stuff.
You used to do cold water showers, didn't you?
Yeah, I need to get back to it. I just haven't got around to it yet. I will.
They are good for you.
Keep thinking about it. They're amazing. They are amazing.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
There's nothing better than a hunk of prime Labrador steak, wonderfully marbled. And that is almost entirely dependent on how it's produced. Elwood's Organic Dog Meat has complete control of this entire journey. So I'm here at Elwood's farm to find out a little more about it.
Welcome to Elwood Farms.
Thank you very much, Elwood.
I hear you do a bit of barbecuing?
I do a little bit of barbecuing every now and then, yes. From a chef's point of view, consistency is key for everything.
It doesn't matter if it's a Rottweiler ribeye, a Pyrenees mince, or a lab sirloin.
You can always tell when the dog comes from a place where it was well reared. And every step has to be right, doesn't it? Oh, you should see these guys. So, from an Elwood's point of view, there's complete traceability.
Absolutely. Unrivaled traceability, so it's fine.
Every single piece of dog meat.
Yeah, from pub to farmer's market.
Everything the dog's been fed.
Everything about it.
For each dog.
Yeah, only Marks and Spencer's and Whole Foods do this.
Where else can people order from?
From elwooddogmeat.com. That's ELWOOD dogmeat.com.
For top quality meat from dogs for people. Meat that's local, sustainable, and humanely harvested there's only Elwood's Organic Dog Meat.
They seem pretty friendly, don't they? They're more responsive to me than my kids, to be honest.
This episode is supported by Vegums.
Vegums is a plant-based, eco-friendly gummy supplement brand which is perfect for the whole family.
Vegums are vegan, gluten-free and made with natural flavours.
And we have a unique discount code for How I Vegan podcast listeners. You can get 20% off any one-time purchase or your first subscription order.
Just enter the code HOW20 at the checkout to claim your discount.
Head to vegums.com for more details.
That's VEGUMS.com. So what's the best thing about being vegan?
Feeling smug that you're just not a twat.
Yes, I like that.
No,
That's a
like
good one.
happy and grateful that your eyes have been opened to these things that you cannot unsee,
Yes.
and just having the community, like social media community, like seeing what other people eat, suggestions, like it's just so lovely. I don't think the non-vegans have that. Like,
They've got Rate My Plate.
oh my god, that disgusting. That's hilarious.
Oh my god. They all look like
oh.
sick. Why do they all look like sick?
Yeah,
Just
it's all just like, and it's beige.
it's all beige. Yeah, that's it. That's a
Yeah.
good word. It's all beige.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh dear, that's
Ugh.
funny.
But
Okay,
it's
go on.
I think, yeah, one of the best things is just knowing that you're doing this thing for, the planet, your health, the animals. You're just doing your bit, aren't you?
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sarah, how big is that mug? Or are you really small? Because that looks, is that like a 2-pint
it?
mug?
It's because I had
It's
it's not one of
massive.
those. It's not one of those like Sports Director mugs. I think I just have a little. I think I just have a little head.
Okay, fine. Sorry. Okay, good. All right. So, favorite vegan product at the moment?
At the moment, I'm obsessed with Oggs, like liquid
Okay.
egg. Like the stuff that's like batter, and you can add it to like cake mix. You can make Yorkshire puddings with it. But if you stick it in a frying pan with like a vegetable stock cube and like kind of scramble it about, it makes like a scrambled egg. So I had it for dinner this evening. I had like an eggless fried rice.
Oh,
It's so
wow.
good. I'm obsessed with it because it's just so easy. Because it's just in a bottle. I don't have to weigh stuff out, mix it. I just literally pour it in. It does its
Squeeze
thing.
it. Oh,
Yeah, and then it just stays in your fridge. It's great.
wow.
That
I've
is
not
like that's
seen
my
that.
favorite. Yeah, and smoked tofu, I think, is my favorite at the moment.
Ooh,
Because
I've
you
Love
get-
a bit of
smoked.
smoke tofu.
People buy like plain and they add their own things to it or they marinate it, and I haven't got the skills to make it yummy. I think I would just mess it up. Whereas the smoked, it's done for me, and it's just I haven't got to do anything to it. It's just nice. Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
okay.
easy. So yeah, tofu and fake egg, and then for like my runs
Okay.
and swims to get the energy, it's just all the vegan sweeties.
Oh, yes.
basically.
Okay. Yeah. Like you
Yeah.
mentioned candy kittens and stuff like that, I guess. Is it just for the sugar? Are they? I don't know if candy
Yeah,
kittens are any
I think-
good, are they? But
Yeah, like Skittles. For me, it's Skittles.
oh yeah.
Skittles for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
they're
great when
just
we
so
found out that they're
easy.
vegan. We were like, what? We just assumed that
Yeah.
they had gelatin in or something. That was amazing.
And every type of Skittle, so you can get the green bag, the red bag, the pink
Oh.
bag, the blue. Like you can just. There's so
You can
many.
mix it up.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, Skittles and fruit pastels. That was a great day.
fruit pastels.
Yeah.
It
Because
was.
I used to love the Jelly Babies. That's when you mentioned earlier on about what do you miss, and I don't really miss
Yeah.
them because I'm not a kid, but I used to enjoy, and it was no good for me because I'd just get a big box of Jelly Babies and eat them all,
It's
just
more
like
like
sitting on the
the
sofa.
nostalgia
But yeah,
feeling, like when you had
yes,
them as a kid.
that's exactly it. But since
Yeah.
Fruit Pastels became vegan, and you've got Skittles, I don't need Jelly Babies, so I wouldn't
There's
say I
just
miss them. So
there's loads of
yeah,
other sweets out there, and
that's it.
there's like is it that Doisy and Dan brand? Like they
Yes.
do like chocolate peanuts, and they do like ones that look like Skittles. No, not
Oh.
Skittles. Like Smarties. They do like a vegan
Oh.
Smartie.
Oh,
And I had them the other day from my local like refill shop that do deliveries. They do like refillable, like plastic free options for like Doisy and
Oh.
Dan, but they're so expensive. So I probably get like 50 grams at a time because it's so but they started doing vegan mini eggs, and they are so nice. They're a little
Oh
bit like
wow.
hard, they're a bit
about these.
harder, but they're nice.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wish I hid them because then the whole house knew about them, and I was like, but you, like the non-vegans, you can buy your mini
Yeah.
eggs for like £1 in Tesco's. Like mine cost
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
£3 for 50 grams or
Yeah.
something. They lasted 2 minutes.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
One of our issues with our local refill shop is that it's considerably more expensive than going to Tesco. We'd love to do it,
Mm,
but
Yeah,
it's so expensive.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like you shouldn't be penalised for wanting to.
Exactly. You're trying to save plastic, you're trying to save packaging, processing,
And if it's
reusing stuff,
if
but
it's less package, if it is less packaging, then
why
why are you
is it more
paying more?
expensive?
yeah,
Yeah,
because they say, don't they,
we'll
that
get
when you're
because you're
buying a
getting
bottle of
less.
water, when you buy a bottle of water, you actually
You're not buying the
what
water.
you're
Yeah, you're
paying.
buying the bottle.
You're not paying for the water. You're paying for the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
It's so frustrating because we want to do it, and the lady who runs our local one in Wellingborough posted on the, I think it was, I don't know, Kettering Vegans, Veggies and Vegans, or Northants Vegans or whatever, and said, she's really noticed a drop in custom and all that kind of thing.
yeah,
And people were saying it's just too expensive.
yeah.
And
I
there's
know,
no
like
fault
there
of
was
hers as the shop owner. That's
like the lack of people going in spending the money. They can't afford to.
no.
No, that's what happened with one of ours, like our local one. It closed down, and then we've had another one open up, but they don't do everything refill. Like they're a bit like a greengrocer and do organic-y things, and then they have a really small sort of
Yeah.
refill selection. They've got other things to make their money with.
Yes,
But,
it's not their only USP. Yeah.
No, but the
Okay.
ones that I get from are like a mobile van. It's like they're called. I'll do a little shout out to them just because they are hilarious. They're called Incredible Bulk.
Nice.
And I think it's like husband and wife. They're so lovely, and they just
Oh.
do like pit stops. So they'll have their little calendar for the month, and they're like, these are van days where the van's going to be here for 2 hours. You bring your tubs, like a little mobile
Oh,
shop.
magic.
Wow.
Have delivery dates. So then like my area is like a certain day for them. So like once a month I can get plastic free food shopping delivered. And as long as it's over £10, which is always going to be. But I just think, yeah, once a month I stock up on like, the rice, the pasta.
Mm.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
yeah. But yeah, it's nice to have those options because I think some people can't get to a
No.
refill shop. Like, because
No.
you're having to carry all the tubs there, carry it back, or there's
Yeah.
none in their area. So to have an option where you can just
They
have
come
it
to
delivered,
you
and
pretty much. Yeah.
they're so nice. Like I leave in the notes if I'm not home, stick it on my back doorstep, and because it's the same people and they know me, they bang on my window and go, "Oh, you're right." Like if I'm in, and then sometimes they just
Aw.
message me and they go, "It's in your garden." So
Brilliant.
it's not an excuse like for some people to go, "I can't do it," because it's just made so accessible
Mm,
the way they do
Yeah.
it.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to anybody that came to you and said they wanted to go vegan?
to maybe do it gradually, like do it in, like don't do it all in one go. I know some people that have like sort of gone vegan overnight, but you might maybe slip up and start missing something and go back to it. But give it a week of not having one thing, and then if you think, oh, I don't miss that anymore, like then go on to another thing. Like I didn't wake up one day and just go, oh, like I'm just gonna completely. I think because I was halfway there.
Yeah.
Like with the dairy, there wasn't sort of, and then it was a holiday that I'd gone on, and I decided to have like the vegan burger because it had obviously vegan cheese in it, and I thought, well, this is actually really nice. And then it had got 3-4 days into the holiday, and I thought, oh, do you know what? That day I'd eaten one thing, and I think it got to 3-4 days, and I thought, oh, I've not actually eaten any meat, and I did that without realizing, and I thought, I'll keep going, see what happens. And I was just eating fish and egg for a while. So on the days that I wanted meat, it would probably be like I was having tuna or something. And then it was like COVID, like lockdown. And then I got in, I think it might have been the shortages of like food shopping. I then bought like an egg-free alternative for baking, and I started baking without egg, and I was like, okay, well that's it. And then the last thing to go was the fish, so I did it in stages, and I think you've then built up like habits.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's a really important part, isn't it? Of having those, changing your cooking habits. And yeah, I like that.
And any advice to give to somebody is, if you try something vegan and you don't like it, it doesn't mean like, oh, never have that again, or that's not going to work. Like, give it time. Or there's lots of there's more variety out there now. Like you could try a different brand of cheese, couldn't you, or a different type of vegan ham. You find what works for you. Or I think the advice is just to experiment with many different things, and don't limit yourself.
That's a key one. Yeah, and it's, people think being vegan is really limiting because you're not eating meat and dairy, but there's so much other stuff there's stuff that I eat now that I would never have dreamed of eating before.
Yeah.
Not even close.
No,
Absolutely
people think you're restricted or limited by choosing to not have these certain things, but I think, well, you're the one there, eating the same pizza every night or eating the same, and I think, well, they go out and they're like, oh, I'll have a chicken burger, and I'm like, yeah, how original is that? Like, just I've been at lunch. I've been at work having my lunch, and like one of my clients has gone, oh, what have you got for lunch today? And she's like, oh, do you eat something different every time I see you? Like,
Brilliant.
they always seem really surprised, and it's like, oh, yeah.
We don't just eat lettuce.
We don't just eat cardboard and grass. No.
Excellent.
I still like saying it though. I do still like saying it. What you got today? I'm just eating cardboard and grass and a bit of tree bark.
I'll put some salt on it today though. Just for the a bit of nooch. Yeah. Oh, that's good. All right. Okay. Who's your vegan inspiration?
Don't think I have anyone in particular, but I think it's just the whole social media, just inspiring to see like other people that have the same thought process as you, like what we think is wrong, and then they're like, yeah, totally, and it's like, it's just inspiring that you're like, oh, someone thinks the same way that I do. Yes. And just inspiring that my son at 10 years old was like, animals, why are people doing this? And I'm like, thank you, that little light bulb has gone off in your head.
You do listen.
You do.
So why don't you pick up your washing?
But
that's what I'd be saying to my son.
Like, just inspiration that people's eyes are slowly opening, aren't they? I think.
Yes.
Coming round to it.
That's very true. We're getting there slowly. Okay.
So do you have a favourite vegan venue, restaurant, that sort of thing that you that maybe you frequent regularly or you would like to more often?
So Cornwall's not like the greatest. Like we have a lot of chains. Like
Okay.
there is independent shops, and there's not a lot of like solely vegan places. Like when I do find them, I'd like to go in and support them.
Mm.
But you don't get a lot of like, no, it's great. Like I am grateful for the ones that are around here. Falmouth in Cornwall is a very Airbnb holiday place. So
Oh.
I think it's annoying. Like it's like the whole second home thing, but the way their cafes are, like there seems to be more like there's one or two vegan ones, and there's like one that's like vegan and veggie. So
Oh,
like
that's okay.
I've gone to them for like a few meals, and like yeah, and like there's a few like health food shops that are really nice. Like they've got like a little veggie and on the way to Falmouth is where the Donkey Sanctuary is, which has got
Oh,
a fully
nice.
vegan cafe. So but
Awesome.
yeah,
What's the name of the donkey
Like-
sanctuary? Let's give them a shout out.
the Fleeker Donkey Sanctuary.
Oh,
They're very
awesome.
lovely. Yeah. My son, like he loves going there just because, we both can go into a cafe, order something, and we don't have to check or ask. It's just completely vegan. Everything on that menu. And like there's 10 plus different types of cake. It's awesome. And his Christmas present, I adopted him a donkey called
Ah,
Bertie. So we go down there, visit Bertie, eat our afternoon cream teas.
oh,
Yeah, we like Bertie.
oh! I like that. I like that. That's good. Good
Yeah.
old Bertie. Okay. All right. Amazingly, we're at the final question. Can you believe? Do you have hope for the future?
Hope that I think just the whole like not being penalized and having to pay more
Yes.
for vegan food, refill food, plastic-free food, like you're wanting to do it to save the packaging, not exploit animals, and do your bit for the planet, but because you feel that way, it's like things cost 10 times more. So I think in like hopes for the future is that kind of thing is more accessible, and it will just come down in price, that like there will be more refill shops around. Like it's sad that some of them are closing down, but I think hopefully every town would get one and be more accessible, or like supermarkets in general just having more plastic free options, like the loose fruit and veg. Like not every supermarket is still like that. Like
No.
Yeah.
but you go to one and they just nothing's loose at all. It's all, and then you get some which are great. So
No. Our local
think
Tesco,
just-
you cannot get any type of lettuce that isn't sealed in
covered
plastic.
in, yeah,
It's just bizarre.
no, and
Okay.
things like in the summer, I've noticed like when I've wanted to eat like cucumbers more because I don't really eat them this time of year, like it's really hard to find one that's not covered in cling film.
Yeah.
I think there was only
Yeah.
2 shops that I'd found a naked cucumber, and like they were farm shops, and I had to pay like
Oh no.
nearly £2. And I was like, it's in Tesco's for like 50-60p and it's covered in cling film, and it's like, yeah.
Oh,
So it's just things like
wrong,
that. It's a
isn't it?
little bit soul destroying, isn't it? But
Yeah. It's very
just hopes
frustrating.
for the future is that kind of stuff, won't be an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw this week, I think it was Burger King in Germany have made their vegan burgers cheaper than the meat burgers,
Yes.
which isn't exactly the same as cucumbers, but it's
a
along the same
start.
lines, isn't it? And it's a start that it's surely proof that when the demand is there,
Yeah.
is
The price will come down.
the price will come down and it will make it more equal or
Yeah.
better for people to
I can't
go for
remember-
the eco option.
Can't remember where it was now. It was either IKEA restaurant or Greg's. or somewhere where there was a vegan sausage roll, and it had more protein in it than the non-vegan sausage roll. So the whole where does your protein come from? It's like,
Yeah,
well, the vegan one's
vegan
actually
sausage
better
rolls,
for
mate.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to Greg's for our protein.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Greg's at Asda. Fantastic. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you for joining us.
No, it's been awesome. It's been really
It's been
fun.
great to
Yeah,
chat to
thank
you.
you.
Great to meet you after
Yeah.
I was going to say following you on Instagram. That sounds really creepy, and it's as a middle-aged man, it's
Yeah.
I shouldn't be, but you know, I do like your post about your plastic free and eco stuff and all that kind of thing. You've been doing the plastic count
Yeah.
this week, haven't you? Is that right?
Yes.
Was that last week?
That's it. No, this is this week. Yeah. So I'm quite chuffed with myself today. My plastic count for today is 2, which is really
Wow.
good. Yeah.
So
but-
2 bits of plastic that you've used, or 2 things of plastic that you've. How does it? What?
So
At what point do you
it's
count
to
it?
You track every little bit of plastic you use. So from like a recyclable tub to like film, clean film, wrappers, it's everything. So there's like a little tally chart that they send you. And then you send your results to them at the end of the week. It's so they can see what the household is sort of using and what the main issue is.
Mm.
So you look at like food, you look at toiletries, you look at other items, and the biggest issue is food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
as we've just
yeah,
been
so
saying
my-
about all the wrapping and stuff.
Yeah. So like my 2 count for today was literally my post-swim snacks, which were sweets and like a Trek bar.
Wow.
So it was
Yeah.
like the wrapper. Yeah.
That's
but
the
then I've
only
had
plastic
thing-
you've used all day. That's amazing.
Yeah. And like during the week, it's things like it's Blue Tip birthday coming up. And it was when I went to write in the card, it was the film that was covering the card.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Things like that. Or where
Yeah.
I was like cleaning my ear, I was like, oh, my cotton buds.
Oh,
And I was like, well, I can
Yeah.
justify that because I've had them for months. And when I do use them up, I'll buy like an eco-friendly alternative. But it's
Yeah.
not eco-friendly to buy plastic-free cotton buds when you've got cotton.
No,
like, other
not when
ones
you've got
sitting there.
loads.
Like,
Mm.
no. So like, yeah, my thought is to use them first, then invest in an alternative. So
That
I'll just
makes
be
sense.
cleaning my ears like mad for weeks trying to get
She's
rid of
like, nose, ears, nose. ears.
but yeah, once they're gone, I'll be
Yeah.
plastic free. So,
Amazing. I've never
Yeah.
thought to look into that.
once you
I
start,
think it would just make me
it's a little
sad.
bit.
I just
Yeah,
thought
and
then
I-
it's like you don't realise, do you? You just take it
It's
for granted. Like you said, a
everywhere.
birthday card comes in plastic. You don't even think
Yeah.
about it. It's mad.
Yeah,
Doesn't
and it
really.
was things like where I was a bit unorganized with work, and I didn't like make food to take with me, and I just grabbed like a packet of noodles out the cupboard, and I was like, it's plastic. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was-
So for the
Yeah.
unorganized days, I try and buy like a tin of soup because then I think it's metal.
Yes, recyclable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you still just get caught out and you think, oh, that's plastic.
Mm,
Yeah,
easily done. Okay.
Wow.
it is.
It's food for thought though. So but yeah, that's something on your Instagram that I do like. The
Yeah,
trying to be more plastic aware, let's say that.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we try and do what do they say in Tesco? Every little helps.
They do.
That's it. Okay, awesome. Well, thanks Sarah for
Aw.
joining us. That's been awesome.
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so
And,
much. Nice to
Alright.
meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers.
Awesome. Right. She's just messaged. Let me just reply to her and then.
Oh my god, I bloody love that, I did.
Meat is murder. It made me think of Hot Fuzz.
I was just thinking of Hagrid. I just kept wanting to say, I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that.
That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm sorry.
No, I know. You're a wizard, Harry.
Right, 18th of April. I only realised the other day you declined one of the invites I sent you, and I think it's because it's Jesse's birthday, isn't it? I think I got the dates mixed up
Ooh,
for
I didn't.
11th of
Uh,
April.
No.
No? It's I
No,
know,
just-
isn't her birthday's the 10th, isn't it? Or is it the 12th? I get mixed up.
Her birthday is 16th. I
Is
don't
it?
think we've got anything
I
planned.
thought it was
What
nearer
did I
than that.
decline? What did I decline it on?
Oh God.
Because I have to admit, I have a new email address.
What?
So yeah, so Hotmail isn't a thing. Well, it is a thing, but I don't use it anymore. But
No,
you best
okay.
not just send it to my work one because that's the only one that matters anyway.
Ah, okay. Okay, fine. We'll do.
Send it to my work one.
Okie dokes. So you're okay for the 11th, and that's handy.
Yeah, I can't see why.
Okie dokes. And then this Monday, we've got Tom from the new film that's coming out called I Could Never Go Vegan. And
Okay.
we're also going to have a quick chat with Jake in the intro about
Okay.
his activism, because he's been out with Joey Carbstrong and Molly
Yeah.
Elwood in the
Wow.
last couple of weeks. So I asked him if he'd come along and just talk to us about that briefly.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Fair
we'll
enough.
talk to Tom about his new film, I Could Never Go Vegan.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Marvelous.
Right. April 11th. God, my work phone is so slow.
Is it?
Ridiculous.
Is it one of them Nokia ones? The 3310?
No, it's that Samsung.
Oh.
It's just old. It's just really old.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in my work calendar. It's on my
Oh,
Teams.
awesome. Okay. I was thinking about a vegan camp out preview episode, even though we're not going.
Okay.
Is that still a thing? Because that was a really successful episode for us last year. And I just think
think it would be. I don't know if it would be a bit daft doing one if we're not going.
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Like just saying to people,
I'll tell you what we could do.
Mm.
Literally what we've been doing is have maybe a chat about other things, other festivals like Green Gathering.
oh, yeah, okay. Yes.
Say not like an announcement, but we're not going this year. Just for funding and whatever else, but also me and Michelle have been looking at other ones. And there
Yes.
might be one in Manchester. I showed her the other day.
Oh.
And I shit you not, I swear the ticket said 20 quid each. And we were like,
For
let's
a
go.
festival?
Let's go. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it wasn't in Heaton Park, it was another park, but
Just
yeah,
in Littleborough Park,
not Littleborough.
down the road
Burnley.
from where you live. That little one.
Yeah. But yeah, might be worth just sort of having
Yeah.
what Michelle found out, just have a bit of a scoot round and other ones.
Yeah.
The only thing is they're not fully vegan. There's a couple that are. There's a couple down south in Surrey that are, but fucking miles away. Even
Yes.
for you, that's miles away.
Yeah. That's too far. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Okay. Oh well, I might
maybe
ask.
Sloop got a new album out and stuff.
Yeah, I might ask Chloe about that because she goes to some of them, and I'll see if there's anybody else that we know who's going to go.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be interesting. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Outro.
Good. Yes. Do you know what? I thought there was something else I wanted to bring up. Oh,
I've got a piece of corrugated cardboard with these tweezers that are really sharp.
yeah.
And I'm just
Boring.
making holes in the cardboard.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
It's like I'm doodling with holes.
Brilliant. Well, that was a great chat. Really enjoyed that.
It was lovely. Yeah. I like chats like that. It's
Yes.
good. It's what we're about. It's what we're about, and it makes
Exactly.
me feel happy.
Makes you feel happy and warm inside, unlike swimming in the sea.
Yeah.
Um,
I would like to live in Devon or Cornwall
oh, why is that?
because it's just really nice down there. It's like out of
Yes.
the way of everyone.
Yes.
That's what, you know, it's its own thing, isn't it? And I've only been down there a couple of times. I've been to Newquay once, and that was amazing. And I went to randomly delivered to Exeter, that doesn't really count. But
It's still Devon.
it's just a lovely area. It's just really
Mhm.
nice.
Yes,
So,
some
yeah.
great countryside there. We used to go to Dawlish Warren in Devon on holiday when I was a kid. That was always happy memories there. I
Yeah.
do wish that I lived nearer to the seaside, nearer to the coast, because I do like being near the sea. I do like
Yeah.
walking along by the sea, not even just sitting on a beach, but I do like being near the
Yeah.
sea. And that's something, like I said, it's a 3-hour trip each way to the coast from where I live. It's
Yeah.
not practical
Yeah.
for a day
No,
trip
not
even,
at all.
let alone for just
No.
for a swim.
No,
So,
exactly.
there we go.
And where we live isn't great, but we're a couple of hours away. You know,
Mm.
Blackpool, Southport, those sorts of places. Yeah, but it is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sarah, wasn't
Yes.
it? Yeah, Sarah was lovely, and yeah, it's just nice talking to
Nice talking to
nice
another
talking to
vegan.
people. Talking to another vegan.
Yeah. I was
It
go on.
does my nutting about pollution. It sends me
Oh.
mental.
Yeah.
Gives
Yes.
me the full on ick. It gives me the ick that people are there. It gives me the ick that it's just acceptable. It's not acceptable, but it's
People
accepted
accept it.
that it
Yeah.
happens.
That's what infuriates me, I think, is that the people who could stop it let it happen.
Yeah.
They know it's happening. There's no way they don't know it's happening.
Yeah.
And
No.
they don't do anything to stop it because it would cost too much money, or they would lose their bonus or whatever.
Yeah.
I just think that's just a terrible state of affairs that we're in.
Yeah.
That money is the thing that stops people stopping shit flowing into the sea.
Yeah. And on that subject, a little bit of local news. This is completely irrelevant for anybody that doesn't live where I live,
Yeah.
but I'm going with it anyway because it is connected. So there's a piece of land just outside. No, it's inside. Where I live in is a place called Littleborough, and it's a small, very small town.
Yeah.
And just outside of that, as it's coming out of the town centre, there's a little bit of what's known as a nature reserve. It's a very tiny piece of wooded land, but it's a nature reserve. It's not to be touched. There's
Mhm.
there's deer, there's owls that
Oh,
live in there, all sorts of things. Well, you can guess what I'm going to say. They
They're
want to
gonna-
build on it.
yeah, I was just going to say, oh, for God's sake.
They want to build on it. So they said the only problem they see is there might be arsenic under the surface of the ground. So they're doing the tests and they're already taking the trees down.
Oh my God.
It was announced about 3 weeks ago, and they're already taking the trees down, and the locals are in uproar about it.
Yeah, I should
But
think.
the council are just going, no, shit happens. Basically, it's crap.
Yeah, that's really poor.
Out of all the places you could build houses, don't do it there.
Yeah.
But then one thing that really winds me up, all the houses in the country that are derelict,
Yeah.
that just need, instead of building more houses, why don't they go and refurb them derelict ones
Yeah.
to a livable condition and then sell them off cheap? Why don't they do that?
Mm.
Because it's not beneficial for them, is it? It doesn't
Nope.
work for them.
They're not going to make anything out of it.
Fucking winds me up.
Yeah. Really, really frustrating.
Particularly when you're taking like greenbelt land out or a nature reserve, when you're just wiping those things out for your own benefit when you could be doing something else, but it doesn't benefit you, so fuck it. Sorry. Just frustrates me.
And on that
Now
cheery
that
note,
we're-
listeners.
Now we're this side of the fence, all these things just piss me off.
Yeah. It is a frustration, isn't it? Because the more you learn, the more you think we're fucked, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Short of somebody going down and laying under the digger, which no one around here is going to do.
No.
You know that it's, you can't stop them. You can't stop them doing it.
No.
You can't even vote them out.
No. Very
You're
frustrating.
going to have to edit all this out. You're going to have to edit all this out, aren't you?
Just that last bit.
I realised as I said it, I thought he'll have to edit. Anyway,
And
Anyway.
on that cheery note, listener,
yes, we can all live in hope.
yeah, why don't we say thank you for listening, and don't forget to tell your friends if you like them. Tell your friends if you don't like them. We don't care. And don't forget to like, rate, subscribe on your podcast platform of choice. And we'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Yes,
And,
and if you want to get in touch,
go on.
email us at howiveganpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, that's it.
Thanks for listening.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Oh, what a laugh. I meant to press stop recording. Oh, for stop
Michelle.